Alright, so this kind of sucks, but the video is going to start with me just kind of cleaning up a bit of the motor. I had lost a good amount of footage, maybe 6 to 10 hours of me like disassembling the whole like engine, but it was mostly just me taking it apart and then cleaning it. And so we're just picking up when I'm doing like the valve cover. And unfortunately I don't have like a bunch of pictures. I have a couple of pictures, but nothing of how it looked like before. I got this motor from a TSX over in Corpus Christi, so it was like super grimy, and you'll see some of it, but unfortunately I lost a bunch of the footage. So we're just starting where I have the footage. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. So I just spent forever wire wheeling the entire thing. That's why it's shiny. And then masking it off, and then we're gonna do the classic wrinkle painting. So here's what we got. We got the valve cover on top of some spacers because I want to be able to get the sides properly. Then I got on some cardboard so I don't make a mess, all on top of a milk crate. And what we're using is the VHT Wrinkle Plus high temperature. It's what everybody uses. Yeah. Then I also got a heat gun here for in between. I'm not gonna teach you how to do it. People do it all the time, so just go look up a video. I'm just gonna do it, and hopefully it comes out nice. Alright, everything got a little hot, so here we are though. Let's see. I think valve cover looks pretty good. It's not perfect. It's my first time doing this, I don't know how to do it. So yeah, again, I'm not a tutorial, there's people online who show you how to do it. But overall, except for over here, there's like some run out. But again, this will all be behind the cowl on the back of the car, so it's like you're only gonna be able to see like this front part. After that, it's all underneath the cowl. But this front part I think looks pretty good. And then once this gets polished off, that'll look clean. But yeah, valve cover gaskets, little thingies, washers, rear main seal, cause why not? New spark plugs, the correct solenoid VTEC seal, some Honbon, thermostat gasket, O-rings, and then thermostat housing O-ring, which is, I'm gonna use this one. I got a new one coming in the mail, so for right now, just throw it on. Here's the cleaned water pump housing, new water pump from AC Delco. I spray painted the pulley. Don't know how long that'll last, but it is on there. So nice. No, do I have to take it off? Am I dumb? Oh, God. I don't have the bolts for these. I got some for the actual thermostat, but not for it to mount to the block. I wasn't thinking about it, so I need to get some more of those from the junkyard. All right, it's been a couple of months since the last shot. Christmas passed, came and went. I still need to get the AC condenser bracket. Haven't been able to go back to the junkyard, but I did get one of these bad boys. This is the 6-speed with the LSD out of the 9th gen Civic Si. The most expensive part so far is this transmission. And with that, for Christmas, I got a clutch kit. Yippee! I did just go with the with an OE exit clutch and just regular clutch plate. No stage 2 or anything. So it was just the most, I guess, affordable and something that I know works. So yeah. So we're just gonna move this aside, put the flywheel on, and yeah, keep moving forward. Alright, so that is the clutch on. Hopefully that doesn't fall off and explode in my face. Alright, I had to do everything all over again and take it all apart. I went through and watched the video because apparently you're able to kind of spin the intermediate shaft when it's in gear, and that was kind of freaking me out. I didn't put any of the grease on the splines or the pilot bearing or the front of the clutch bearing. So I went back, took the transmission off, redid all that. So I'm just tightening everything back up again, and then I'm gonna put the intermediate shaft back on. But yeah, super fun. Alright, almost forgot. Gonna do these detent springs. I just picked them up because they were like honestly really cheap. I was ordering something else and I ended up just getting these because how cheap they were. So I'm gonna throw these in really quick, and then yeah, I think most of the trans will be done. That's more mount. Alright. There's two studs here and here on the back side that stick up like that, and you have to remove them in. had to remove the intermediate shaft so that you could fit the Hasport mount on, because the intermediate shaft goes through, and then remove the oil filter so that you could get this long John bolt down here without running into the oil filter that should be there. And there's no like instructions with the mount kit. They just give you a bag of bolts and spacers, and they even give you a couple of these. I don't know what these are for, so I'm just kind of guessing. I have everything kind of on just so that I don't like use one too many bolts or something like that, or if I have to use some from the main body. I know, I think for the dog bone, I think I'll have to use them from the actual body of the car. But other than that, I'm like not sure at all. The mosquitoes are starting to come out. But yeah, but everything's loose, so just getting all the bolts in, and then I'll tighten everything up. For those who K24Z3 swap with this motor at all, whenever you get the engine mounts, they don't fit the original idler pulley bracket. For some reason, it just doesn't fit. And so I was actually about to cut up my bracket so that it would fit. I didn't want to do that. So I was thinking about like designing and then 3D printing a piece, or going and getting one like machined out of like some simple like bar stock or something like that, and just like getting it just made. But luckily, this guy at Kingpin Engineering, and he said he worked with some other guys like K-Fit Factory, and then the other guy who did the big K-swap, I forget the name of his channel, but they designed a billet piece that just moves the pulley over, because Hasport doesn't make the pulley, nobody else makes the pulley, and so it's just annoying. You either make your own, but thankfully there's now something to go by. So this is getting thrown on, and then the belt could get thrown on finally. Clearance in between that gap. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this video. Next video, this motor is going in the fit, and we're going to rip on it. I'm just waiting on the downpipe and then full exhaust from Unequal Fabrication. He's going to start making those late March, I think, and they're going to be in stock. So that's all I'm waiting on. In the meantime, I just have a little bit of work left to do. I have to do some of the electrical wiring, because we busted up a couple of wires when we were pulling the motor out of the original car. Once the motor goes in, I'm probably going to do the oil pan, because I have to do that. And then a bunch of other stuff is going in. So next video, we're going to get this thing running, driving, and zooming, hopefully.